What is good, guys? I am JP, and I'm about to go over the Texans off-season free agent additions on offense in this episode, guys. So let's get it started. Let's get it cracking, y'all. All right, what's good, everybody? What's cracking, and welcome into Porch Talk Sports. I'm your host, JP, as usual. If you like what you see on this episode, hit that subscribe button down low for me, please, and help also tell your friends about me too. All right, all right, guys. So this episode, y'all, we are getting to the Houston Texans off-season additions on offense, guys. Let's get it started, y'all. I'm gonna have all the names right here on the side for you guys, so y'all are reminded of each one. So let's start out with the heart and soul of this team. We are talking about the offensive line first and the key off-season additions there. Of course, you see right here we have Justin Britt. You also have Marcus Cannon, who was acquired in the trade from the Patriots, and also Justin McCray. Let me break down each one of these guys and why these guys are going to be a good fit in this scheme. These are all guys who can fit into the power run style that we are switching to with this offense. All these guys have run some type of power run scheme in the past. Justin McCray ran it more when he was with the Packers than he was with the Falcons. He is a very good and interesting young player. I think it's a great value. We got him on a 2-year deal too as well. He is going to be a great starter for us. And to me, he can start. He's probably when our starting right guard. Maybe our starting. He could play right or left. That's definitely for sure. But the interesting thing about him, he worked with our current offensive line coach Dave Campen when he was in the Green Bay, and at that time, as a young undrafted rookie free agent, I believe back in 2018, he was voted by all his teammates as the most improved player on his team. And I'm just hearing that he is a very tough, physical offensive lineman that is a great value for this team, whether he's a starter or a non-starter, man. And I've looked at his tape, man. This guy has some power to his legs. He has good footwork, solid in the pass game, and is going to bring great value. He will be a starter for us, undoubtedly, especially after today we released Zach Fulton. We also, of course, released Nick Barton a few days ago, and also Senio Clemente a few days ago. And let's get real, y'all. I mean, pretty much just about anybody is better than any one of those three guys I just mentioned. Let's get real, dude. People don't really think much of this Justin McCray signing. I definitely think it's a very good high ceiling type of signing to me. I mean, personally, I think he's only going to get better. And to me, he fits this power running scheme that we're about to change over to. Marcus Cannon from the Patriots. This was a trade, very simple trade. I believe we just traded basically our position in the draft. We just moved back to what the Patriots are picking, then which is kind of be somewhere in the middle of the round instead of the beginning of the round in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I'm not really mad at that one. I think it's a good trade. First off, we have a true starter now. I don't think he's going to be a right tackle because I believe that Titus Howard is a better fit in that right tackle spot. Marcus Cannon, of course, has played all the other positions except center on the offensive line. And to me, I think he bumps into right guard next to Titus Howard, and McCray is going to be our left guard. He's probably going to be competing out with Max Sharping too as well. So let's see where that happens. So the offensive line moves this offseason not only brought starter quality offensive linemen, it brought depth to this team. Now you can have guys like Max Sharping not necessarily being thrown to the fire. They get to develop properly. And possibly, I mean, let's say this. I mean, Max Sharping wasn't that bad, especially his rookie season. I think last year was a so-called sophomore slump. I think he recovers and becomes a starter again. And like I said, either way, we're going to be good because we have depth along that offensive line now. Marcus Cannon, My thing about it is him being bumped in the inside. I think it's going to be better suited for him. I looked at his footwork as a right tackle for New England. I didn't like it too much. I think personally, Titus Howard has better footwork to handle speed rushers because that is something that Marks can absolutely struggle with. And him moving to the interior, especially at his age 32, I think is only going to be beneficial to him. We have him on the contract for the next 2 seasons. That is great value. We didn't lose anything really big time it with that move, and that is just, and you get a quality starter to protect whoever your quarterback is. We'll see what happens with Deshaun and these assault allegations. It's not looking good, but at least we have some type of offensive line to protect whoever will be our quarterback. So that is better. Last one, the biggest risk on that offensive line, it's got to be Justin Britt. Justin Britt, you're talking about a man who has come off a torn ACL injury. He was a very solid starter for a while in Seattle, but let's get real. A guy coming off an ACL injury at that size is concerning. But to me, from what I saw from his tape as a center, I think he's a better suited center for this offense. Granted, yeah, it's a risk to believe in a guy to be your center who's come off that major of an injury, but the thing about it is he's had time to heal from it. I think, and from what I'm hearing, him and Marcus Kent also as well are in great shape right now, so that's good. I see him call. What I saw from his tape was that Justin Britt is a guy that is better at calling out the blitzes, looking at fronts, which is important for his center. And with that, I believe that he is going to really upgrade that position. He's not so strong in the run game as the other two, as McCray and Cannon are, but he is a really excellent pass blocker. And like I said, gets off the ball pretty nicely. It's just he can struggle against speed, like those probably like an Aaron Donald type. I could see him struggling against, which we are going to face this year, man. So we face the NFC West this year. We're going to face the DeAndre Hopkins, the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to face the 49ers. So that is going to be a factor into this, guys. So that is something to be concerned about. But it's a good hit or miss, high risk, low risk, high reward type of deal. It's only a 1 year deal for Justin Britt, so that's not too concerning about that. For me, honestly, to me, I think Justin Britt's going to fit perfectly into the system. He ran that power run scheme in Seattle, and they ran it pretty well with him at center. So that is another plus. Let's also look at the other parts of the offense that improved. We brought in Mark Ingram, who to me is another veteran running back that is more that to me I would believe in more in Mark Ingram than I do with David Johnson. I think he's gonna actually probably help us out a little bit more in terms of culture than anything. I think that's the main reason why Coley brought him over here. Of course, Coley came from the Ravens, so he and Mark Ingram had some type of relationship before that. So that is really more of a culture pickup. I think he's actually still could be an effective guy. I would look for the Texans still to draft a running back in this draft to get somebody with fresh young legs. I'm not sure if they're still looking in free agency for running backs, but I would rather prefer get us one of these young studs that are coming out. This draft is filled with great running backs, and it should be a very, very solid running back class for us. So, moving on to the receivers, we've added, of course, two kind of low light, no name receivers, but one is a special teams ace. That is Andre Roberts. Andre Roberts will be on this roster. I guarantee it. Next year, he is a Pro Bowl punt returner, and we have struggled mightily in the return game over the last few seasons. This guy's going to change that. He's going to change field for us in such situations. He's going to make certain plays for us. He's even going to get a few return touchdowns for us this upcoming season, especially with all the other special team talent that we added to as well. So that's good as well, man. Chris Moore is the lesser known of the two. Chris Moore is a speedster from the Baltimore Ravens. I believe he might also get action at punt returner or kickoff returner. We'll see if he's on the roster by opening day. I mean, with the deal he signed, we can release him at any point. It won't hurt our salary cap too much. And y'all also as well, what I like about what Casario is doing is that he's signing deals for these players, and we can release them at any point. He's not signing anybody long term. He's not getting trapped. We're not getting trapped in a Randall Cobb type situation again. I think you saw the deals and the bad contracts that are on this roster still, and probably will be still for the future, like maybe Eric Murray, and of course, like I said, Randall Cobb. Hopefully, you can restructure those contracts to give us some more room under the cap. But right now, we're stuck with them. So, so we have to we have to do what we can to kind of maneuver around those contracts right now. It sucks, but Nick Casario, I trust him. I believe, from what I've seen so far, I'm starting to really gain a trust for this guy, and it's really really good to see a competent GM really put his hand forth in this too as well. So that's gonna be great. Also as well, man. Let's get to the main offseason signing for this offense, and that is signing quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor solid NFL starter for multiple teams: the Bills, the Chargers. Played with the ball, started his career in Baltimore. Was even a solid backup for them too as well in situations. Came and started a few games for them, and can be a 16-game starter for any team in the NFL. He was sought out by lots of teams, and you know his history, man. He's a guy that's really hasn't had quite the full chance. I mean, you're talking about the guy who is the all-time leading passer in Virginia Tech history. That is true. Over Michael Vick, too, as well. If you look it up, he is the all-time leading passer in Virginia Tech history. He is a very mobile guy, very intelligent player. He won't necessarily win you every game, but he's not going to lose it for you either. And that's just what we need right now in terms of transition. And what is great about this is it gives the Texans leverage, not only in whether if they want to keep Deshaun or trade Deshaun. Also, it's a great just in case. Now, I'm not saying that he is. In case Deshaun is guilty of those charges, it's a great it's a great, a good just in case type fit, in case things go south with that. So that's what I like about that. He has a good solid arm. He's going to fit this offense very well. He always is pretty familiar with this offense. Pep Hamilton, he worked with him in Los Angeles, like I said. David Culley also, I believe he worked with David Culley a little bit when he was with the Ravens too as well, and the Bills. So that is what is a great thing about this transition with Tyrod Taylor. He's around coaches that he's already familiar with, so there shouldn't be too much of a gap in terms of the learning curve in terms of learning this offense. So that's all I got on the Texas free agency, guys. In terms of offense, y'all, I'll be doing a defensive video pretty soon. I'm excited about this team. Casario's doing the right thing, and I believe that the future of the team is. Don't get me wrong, it's cloudy right now, but I think he's made moves that can bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? In case of whatever happens. So I won't say that this is a winning football team. I can't say that right now because there's so much up in the air right now with the Houston Texans organization. But this is a good, I would say so far off season of just bridging the gap in terms of what we added as a to this roster. And okay. All right. And I'm glad I just looked down and saw this, y'all. We actually literally just added another player. We added Ryan Izzo from the New England Patriots for a 7th round pick. So, guys, hey, first time on my program, you get to see breaking news. Ryan Izzo is we traded a 2022 7th round pick for Ryan Izzo. We cut Darren Fells. Guys. So if y'all didn't know, we cut Darren Fells today too, man. I didn't know that. So y'all got breaking news on this when y'all see this recording. We traded him for a 7th round pick, Ryan Izzo. Let me just look him up real quick, just so y'all can get a little background on Ryan Izzo. Sorry about that, guys. I'm doing this literally as I'm speaking. Ryan Izzo. Okay. So what I'm reading from reports is he's a same build as a as a Darren Fells. He's 6'5", 256 pounds. More of a blocking tight end too as well. He's gonna be a lot cheaper option for us because he was a seventh round to himself. Has been in the league since 2018. So career statistics so far, he has 19 receptions, 313 yards, and one receiving touchdown. Like I said, but he's supposed to be a blocking type tight end. So this is probably another special teams type guy, and just probably a little bit more for depth. Um, anyway, I mean, to me, we have four tight ends on the roster now with Collie Warren, Jordan Akins, Farrell Brown, and now Ryan Izzo. Looking at it now, yeah, he was a great special teams guy. Came out of Florida State. Tall, 6'5", good build. So another good little pickup for us. We we have something brewing here, guys. So, like I said, let's see what more movies he makes. Hopefully, he doesn't make too many more while doing this program. And yo, that's gonna be it for me. Like I said, on this program in terms of offensive acquisitions for the Texans. Tune in, like I said, for my defensive acquisitions, y'all. I'll be posting that video later. So, thank y'all so much, and y'all have a great day, guys. Thank y'all so much, y'all.